The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
You ready? No debate, cause it's all. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant, slay the competition cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see myself. Kate, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Kate, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or
No, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting my feelings if you want.
Oh
lovely. I'll send you a letter.
Just don't even.
Right, cool. Thank you, Shannon. I'll send you my address later so you can send it to my house.
Yeah, I'm never giving you my address. I don't want you getting that close.
Oh, I know.
Best intro in sports. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Korner pregame live on the Belly Up Sports YouTube. It is an honor. You've been selected as one of the shows that gets a broadcast live on the Belly Up YouTube show, as well as our own, by the way. By the way, all replays will be available on the Korner Booth YouTube page as well. Welcome to the Korner pregame. I am, of course, your bandana host, Jared Clem. Everyone's wondering why the bandana. Well, those of you know me, I have about 30 bandanas in my house. Various times I've had long hair. I love wearing them all around the house. But this is my lucky one. I only break it out occasionally. And the lead that this man has amassed in our picks competition is almost insurmountable. So this week, I need some good luck. Joining us now, the leader in the clubhouse for the picks competition, ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, Mr. Matt Ordazzo.
And for everybody wondering, no, Jared does not wear a bandana because Zach Wilson wears a headband every now and then during game day. So if anybody's confused, just to clear it up, it has nothing to do with Zach Wilson.
I've been wearing bandanas since we met in college.
You've been wearing bandanas since Zach Wilson was probably 8 years old.
Actually, that's true. So that's really scary. Also joining us, my other co-host. This is one of the big Philadelphia D-gens. He's a real John. This man sometimes can't count how many beers he's had on his own fingers, but he is one of the smartest dudes I know. A diehard Philly fan for all things Philadelphia. Ladies and gentlemen, the sensation himself, the former intern, Chris Lipoff.
What's going on, dude? And also, Jared also doesn't wear headbands because he's in a biker gang. I do want to stress that to the audience.
Don't even own a Harley. And we have a loaded cast tonight. Unfortunately, Mr. Leduc will not be able to make it. The man is being held hostage by a car dealership. The poor bastard I've been there before, so there is no hard feelings. He will be joining us next week. So, Andrew, good luck. We love you. Joining us now, one of my favorite Canadians, a diehard Yankees fan, a Trojans fan, and one of the smartest people I know. He also hosts a show that's technically a sports bar. Host of the 1420 Sports Bar podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Brent Redlinsky.
Jared, I thought that headband would hold your great big brain between those ears of yours while you were wearing it. It's one of those things.
Listen, nobody's ever referred to my brain as big or large or intelligent.
You'll take it?
Brent, I'll take it. Speaking of intelligent, ladies and gentlemen, our other guest tonight, joining us from the get-go, is the brains behind the High-Low Sports podcast, Don't Tell Kelsey. This gentleman is the stunt double in the upcoming Hunter Renfrow biopic and the Greek comedy about the downfall of McDaniels. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of High-Low Sports, a rabid Colts fan, and one of the smartest people I know, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Stewart.
No, you had it right the first time. He is going to be referred to as McDoofus in the biopsy. You had it right the first time. We can't use the exact same name. We're not trying to get sued.
I mean, I've been calling him McDoofus since he tried to establish that Tim Tebow was a good quarterback. So that was
out of the womb. He's been called that probably. So I mean, you're not wrong there.
I mean, I don't know what today's show is named in honor of David Carr and his CTE inlated brain, who said that Marcus Mariota is a better quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles right now than Jalen Hurts. Now, let's be honest. Matt knows this. I have a lot of love for Marcus Mariota. He made me root for Oregon for a while when he was at college up there. I really didn't have a college team, but Mariota was one of my favorite players. When he came to the Eagles, it's kind of a cool first full circle moment because back when Chip McDoofus, Chip Napoleon, Chip McKelly, was coaching the Philadelphia Eagles, I wanted Marcus Mariota to replace Michael Vick so badly, right? So when he didn't get drafted by us because the lieutenant Jeff Fisher was obstinate to let us draft him, I said, this sucks. But I got to give Mario credit because against the Niners, when all hope was lost, this man comes in, 2 runs, 2 throws, gets us right down the field. Hurts comes in, finishes the job. I was like, it's a good teamwork drive. I love it. Now, do I think Mariota's a great backup quarterback? Yeah, I think he's a top 5 backup in the league. Do I think he's going to be the answer? Yeah. A pissed off Jalen Hurts is the answer, and that's what the Dallas Cowboys may get this week. We got a lot of good stuff coming in today. We got the 6-pack. We are talking about some crazy NFL headlines because Chris wrote some of these down in the fucking write-up this morning, and I literally was sitting there in my office like, what the fuck am I even reading right now? I had to look up the Jamal Adams one because I didn't think it was real.
Yeah, that was real.
Sean McDermott, the other Sean McDoofus, getting in some real trouble. You'll see why in a minute. We also have the top-ranked recruit, a left tackle in the country, committing to Prime and the overhyped Colorado Buffaloes. A bunch of stuff coming up. So, gentlemen, we'll start tonight. We're going to talk about this game for all of 45 seconds because that's all the scoring that's going to happen tonight. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. Patriots. I'm getting a lot of these slip-ups today, guys. I'm really hurting. Over under amount of touchdowns scored tonight. I'm setting the line at 2.5.
You're high.
I'm high.
You're very high on that one.
Yeah.
There's not going to be 2 touchdowns in that game. I'm thinking 9-3 tops. There will not be a touchdown in that game, no matter what. That's 2 bad football teams. Even though Pittsburgh is, they're technically still in their running. That's not a very good football team. Let's sugarcoat it. And then without their starting quarterback, they're not.
Brent, so you were telling me this is going to be the lowest scoring Thursday night football game of the year. Even worse than that abomination that sparked one of the greatest segments of all time. Things we'd rather do than watch Thursday night football. And by the way,
what was the Rams game last? Was it the Rams 6-0? No, it was the
Chargers. It was Chargers Patriots.
Chargers.
This one might be worse. It might be 3-0. That's how this one might be. This might be worse.
Yeah, I thought you were going to set the line at 1.5, and I was going to say I don't know if I want the over or the under, but you went 2.5, and I'll take the under on that.
Listen, half of me thinks we might get a bunch of Pittsburgh Steelers touchdowns because Mitch Kissin Titties Trubisky is back, baby.
Hey,
tweet, dude.
He likes to suck titties, was the tweet. If you're going to quote him, we got to get it right now. We can't be libeling him now.
Listen, my tweet referencing is about as accurate as passing. Off the mark. But that being said, I'm going to still take the over. I think we might get a couple fluke touchdowns tonight, like a pick 6, strip sack. Might get a blocked punt here and there because, the Pittsburgh special teams is atrocious. And, somehow Bill's going to play some magic voodoo to give one last middle finger to the Steelers. So,
if you said offensive touchdowns, I would say it's under for sure. There might be some defensive touchdowns. I'll give you
that was my thinking. Everyone thinks I'm a madman here. I'm like, no. Let's be honest here, guys. There's a very real shot. It could be like 14-10 because the Steelers and Patriots get like a blocked punt, a kick return. Like, there are some athletes on this field. Like, George Pickens could catch a quick slant and house it. They have that kind of athlete on that team. Now, do I think the Patriots do? Unless Zeke Elliott goes back to 2014 Ohio State Zeke Elliott, I don't think it's happening. But that being said, boys, cheers to the first of the night. I don't think this is a possibility. Oh, by the way, check out me, McCarthy, and Josh from Rising to the Occasion are reviving for the 3rd time and the final time. This is now me and Josh are doing this together. Thank God. Belly Up After Dark. You will probably catch all 4 of these handsome gentlemen with me and Josh hosting it every month or twice every month. We haven't decided yet. We're going to do it tonight. He texted me at 4:30. He goes, yo, you want to bring back Belly Up After Dark tonight? I'm like, well, I have to cook. I have to do something with my health insurance. But yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. So, ergo, why I'm literally eating my dinner while recording because everyone's used to that at this point. That being said, predictions for the game tonight. Like I said, I promised only about 2 minutes on this game, and we're at about 3. So I'll go around the horn here. Chris, we'll start with you. Patriots, Steelers.
I'm going to take the Steelers. I'm also going to splash the pot a little bit. I'm going to go first touchdown for the Steelers defense team. And I'm going to go 10-3. Final score.
Mr. Matt.
I don't know who's going to win this game, but it's going to be really bad. My prediction is that each quarterback throws at least 1 interception. It's just
the at least part. I like that.
Yeah, it's Trubisky. It just can go either way. It's going to be really, really bad. I'm with Brent here. I think this is going to be one of the worst low scoring games that you're going to see this year. I could see this being like a 10-6 kind of thing. Like you said, Jared, maybe somebody gets a quick slant that just takes it to the house just for a quick touchdown or defensive touchdown. I could see it's being 10-7. I'll ride with the Steelers on this one. I think the defense overall is a little better. I think they have a lot more playmakers on offense compared to the Patriots. So I'll take a 10-7 Steelers victory with each quarterback having an interception.
No, I hear you. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I think we're going to get a random George Pickens or Jalen Warren, just like 80-yarder that's going to kind of break the game open because 7 points to the Patriots is an insurmountable lead. I'm calling at least 2 interceptions for the Pittsburgh defense. And TJ Watt might have a strip sack tonight. That is my little prop bet there. DJ, what's your thoughts here?
Well, DJ's bet for this one because I'm degenerate is, ironically, like Matt, over half a pick for both of the starting quarterbacks because it seems like it's going to happen. We took the under because I think it's going to be like 16-9, but not like a normal 16-9. There's going to be like a missed PAT, a safety, like some field goals, or it's going to be some. And then I took the Steelers money line. So I'm going to go with like 16-9 or something stupid. So, but we'll take the Steelers. The defense will make just enough plays.
Nice. And Brent.
9-3 Steelers. I got a question for you. 9-3 Steelers is going to be an awful football game. You can't blame Canada on this one anymore, Pittsburgh fans. They're just not an offensive team at all. They're going to get 9 tonight with Mitch Trubisky back there. But is this a situation where we'll strain off a little bit? Is Billy Belichick trying to get fired, or what's going on there? Because is this like just? Is he just pushing Robert Kraft's button saying, okay, watch this. Watch how bad. Like, what's the situation there, honestly?
Hey, no, he puts Mac back in. Oh, yeah, fucker, watch this.
Like, it's crazy to think that this once they're still a proud franchise. There's still Super Bowls and everything else. But to go to where they're the level that they're at, this has to be, we're trying to be that bad. They're trying to be. There's no way that you can't be.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying because I look at this team and I'm like, all right, last year was almost like a throw in the towel year because he's like, let's give Mac Jones our second-year rookie, who was rookie season. I thought he had the best rookie season of all the quarterbacks in his class, taking his team to the playoffs. And then he gives them a defensive coordinator and a special teams coordinator as his offensive coordinator and quarterback coach, which just ruined him. And then classic Jets move to just do something like that to their quarterback. So the fact that I'd see another team do it, I'm like, I've seen this before. I know what you're doing. It's kind of cool to see that somebody else do that. And then this year they give him Bill O'Brien, an actual offensive-minded guy, but they give him probably one of the worst offenses that you can imagine. Like Mike Gesicki and Hunter Henry is a solid tight end duo for anybody. I mean, Ramondre Stevenson is a serviceable running back, and Ezekiel Elliott as an RB2 is great and everything, but the offensive line's mediocre. Devontae Parker, Demario Douglas, Kendrick Bourne, and there's other
Juju TikTok.
Yeah, just that whole. They're just that is not a wide receiver core that's going to help any quarterback out. Like, I think Patrick Mahomes will have a hard time throwing to those guys. And it's just like he looked like he actively gets his team worse. And my thing is, like, I don't know if he wants to leave New England, if he's not trying to leave New England, but I don't see another team that would give him the total autonomy that New England has given him as coach and general manager.
Sorry, go, Chris.
I was saying, I've just been hearing ruffles about Belichick going to the Commanders. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's just like, I don't know, just an odd team to just jump aboard to.
But why?
I mean, the water in that Beltway area is disgusting. So maybe it's just something they're drinking down there.
But why would Belichick take a job somewhere else? Because sports fans have a very short memory, and to take a job where you're going to not win and to have your legacy kind of deplete a little bit. Yeah, you'll be remembered a little bit with a plaque at whatever the hell the field's called in New England now, but eventually it's just like your legacy goes away if you stink right off into the sunset and call it good. What Belichick's doing now, he'd be better off to not quit, but say at the end of this season right now, like call it tonight. You got the stage tonight. Say, you know what? I'm good. This is my last season. I'm out, and then call her good and get the video tribute in a few weeks at Christmas time, and that's it. See you later.
See, Brent, the rumor around people who know Belichick allegedly in media is that he's going to the Chargers because Brandon Staley, the doofus supreme of NFL head coaches, will be fired.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the boys set the over-under for Staley getting fired. I think guys? We said like week 12. It's past now. So at this point, he's playing with house money, but like the Chargers, no, they're not making the fucking playoffs. They look awful. Austin Eckler looks like somebody's dragging lead pound weights behind them. And Quentin Johnston can't catch a cold, much less catch a pass. So like the Chargers are a mess, but who could save them with a loaded defensive personnel, a all-world quarterback talent? Oh, Billy B, are you kidding me? He's looking at like, I get nice California weather. I get all-pro quarterback. I get a loaded defense. Oh, you're telling me I get all this in a bag of chips? Hell yeah. So Bill to the Chargers is my prediction. I'm calling it now, and they're going to actually probably make a run to the AFC title game next year.
You should do a walk of shame again, like you did like a couple months ago. At that
That's
one
a grown-ass man right there. You put some respect on his name.
Damn right.
Everyone's done that walk at least once.
Yeah. It was just funny to see Bill on the ring camera.
Listen, the first time I had to do it, I was just happy I found my shoes.
I was just happy to have participated to get to take the walk. I was cool.
I didn't have I couldn't find my clothes. I just left.
See, what?
I'm sorry, what?
I could just see Chris walking buck naked across Temple's campus.
Yeah, dude, I just walked. I'm like, well, you see what you see.
A whole new meaning to the world. My body is a temple.
Damn right. Oh, my God, T-shirt that. I'm pitching that.
Are you pitching that or are you pitching the tent?
Well,
oh, T-shirt that too.
This is why we don't give Chris access to the Bonfire account because we'll have some random fucking T-shirts that are just going to like really get us canceled.
You get me drunk. I'll give you the best ideas, dude.
Listen, I'm still waiting for 12 beers down Chris again. We haven't seen him in a few months. So we're getting worried.
I'm terrified, dude. Terrified.
That's Chris's gremlin version. I said to Chris, I'm like, I better see you like 10 down for the Christmas party.
Yeah, that's right. Ew, dude. I turned to Christ.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck up.
That's my alter ego.
The last time I had over 6 beers, I raised my glass to toast and I toasted to the blood of Christ. So I don't think I'll be having 6 or more beers again.
Was I there for that?
You were not, but at the same time, I've done it many times, so possibly.
I texted a girl my blood type after I drank 12 of them. I was banged up that night, dude.
You were like, hey, O negative.
Yeah, O negative, but I'm positive this could work out. Hell of a tenderloin.
What did we just stumble into? How did we get here?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Well, gentlemen, let's be honest.
Good night.
This still beats talking about this goddamn football game tonight. So
we talked about that for a long time. Actually,
I know. I'm really impressed. We actually got a lot of headlines to hit.
In all the podcasts out there, we probably talk about that more than anybody else. New England fans, Pittsburgh fans, than any other podcast network out there. Guaranteed.
Yeah, and you just casually grazed right over David Carr talking about Marcus Mariota. And
oh no, that's in the headlines. Don't worry, we're about to get to that right now.
We got a lot to talk about. Duke winning open.
Okay, let me wrangle in the troops here. All right, this segment, the first round, brought to you by our friends over at MaulerBros.com. Promo code BELLYUP15 for 15% off. Comfortable golf apparel that is built for performance and for style. Check them out, MaulerBros.com. Promo code BELLYUP15 for 15% off. I have the blue camo polo. I absolutely love it. Cannot wait for golf season next year. All right, start off the headlines. NFL news. Jamal Adams is facing some comments after he reached out to a reporter who gave him shit for like getting burnt on a play. Then took a picture, then screenshotted a picture of the reporter's wife and said, "Yikes." That one's funny. Another headline, positive headline. We talked about this a little on a little bit earlier in the week. Eagles signed Shaq Leonard. I'm still trying to figure out why everyone's saying Shaq Leonard is washed. I have my theories about. We'll talk about it in a minute. Trevor Lawrence apparently refused the cart in the loss to the Bengals on Monday night. By the way, one of the funnest games I've watched this year. And finally, David Carr made headlines last night when he said that Marcus Mariota, like I brought before, was a better option at quarterback for the Eagles. MLB news, the Yankees continue to Yankee their way into this by getting not speed, but power hitters. Alex Verdugo, Juan Soto are Yankees players. In lesser news, my Diamondbacks got Eduardo Rodriguez, who is now our fourth starter. Holy shit, our rotation went from barren to loaded in one play, and I love it. All right, we're going back to the NFL. We're going to start. I have my theories. Jamal, any thoughts on the Jamal Adams situation, or this is just Jamal Adams being Jamal Adams?
He needs to play better if he's going to talk that kind of trash. Like, he is known as Blitz Boy and has played four minutes in the last 4 years. Like, he needs to chill with that. Those roids have started to add up on his muscular dystrophy right now. He's running into
the nation.
Especially for a guy who nicknamed himself Prez, like, he's the last one to talk trash.
I also found out
a white guy in the end zone. You don't get the talk after that.
I found out that was for one of his friends who passed away, the best in the nation, but people meme on him for it. But it's still kind of sad. But at the same time, he brings it on himself for just being not good at coverage. He looks like a downhill linebacker out there. It's hilarious.
It's like a defensive tackle in coverage. A white guy toasted him into the end zone, and then he talked trash about it afterward. That's all he needs.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts on Jamal Adams?
It's just a classless act on his end, in my opinion. The reporter wasn't even personally attacking him. He just shared a whatever you want to call it, a tweet by the NFL's account and just said yikes on the play. But he didn't tag him. It just wasn't like he retweeted something that he tweeted, and the guy went out of his way just to attack his family. And to me, family's off limits. Like, don't come for my wife, don't come for my children. So if I was him, I would have taken that personally, and I actually applaud the reporter for not even giving him the light of day. But it was nice to see all of and just not even giving him any clout for it. But I enjoyed seeing all of Jets Twitter come to this reporter's aid and just be like, just telling this guy. And even I saw some Seahawks fans just be like, what are you doing, Jamal? But I thought it was classless. And I think like DJ was saying, you're graded as one of the bottom safeties in the league consistently since you got to the Seahawks. Maybe try and be a top safety again and then talk. But at this point, I would rather go pick a safety up off waivers than have to have him start, because the way he's blowing coverage and he's not even making attempts to like tackle people, it's comical.
Yeah,
I bet you Fireman Ed would kick his ass.
Yeah,
take the over. Take the over.
I'm taking the over on headshots to both of them.
Take the under on time too, like under a round. Like, Fireman Ed's got this. Especially if you let him bring the fireman's hat, it's over. It's a wrap.
Oh yeah, dude.
Now, I want to bring this next part up because hear me out. DJ, I know you got something to say about Shaq Leonard, but here's my issue. DJ, last time I checked, the Colts defense isn't terrible, but in EJ Speed's in what is it, Big Z? What is his name?
Zaire Franklin.
I didn't want to say Zaire Way because that's the running back for the Raiders. Both are playing very well. Both are, I think, are ranked in like the top 40 at their positions for PFF. They're both
they're both looking, and Zaire's like top 4 in tackles for back-to-back. And
so
last 2 years combined.
And I will give you the thing that Shaq got hurt. Okay, like there's no knocking around the fact that he got hurt twice. Okay,
it's just the back.
Yeah, it's also, let's be honest, he was playing, and I'm not gonna an Indy's turf, right?
Oh yeah, Indy's turf.
Okay, so I'm gonna say both injuries. I seem to remember both at home.
They were back injuries over time, like they weren't like in-game injuries. Okay. They were like debilitating.
Well, here's what's cracking me up. Shaq Leonard's younger than me. All right, he's younger than Matt. This whole thing about he doesn't have to play. He only has to play 4 or 5. Zach Cunningham had a career resurgence. Is having one in Philadelphia. Dude was basically cast off. Nobody wanted him. He was a free agent sitting there on his couch, Eagles got him. He's having a Pro Bowl year before he pulled his hamstring. He's back this week. Now, I am a big fan of both of your linebackers, but I also think Gus Bradley's a doofus because his defense makes no fucking sense.
Don't have to tell me. Like, have you been reading my diary?
So, watching people shit on Shaq Leonard now is hilarious to me because there's a very real chance he goes to Philadelphia and alongside Zach Cunningham, who's in Nakobe Dean when he returns who knows next year at this point, will actually be a good addition. Now, do I think he's going to be the best linebacker in the league like he was 3 years ago? No. Do I think he could be top 10, top 15? Maybe. I don't know. Listen, after Fred and after Jesus Christ, my brain's farting out right now. After Roquan. Fred, what?
Roquan.
After Fred, after Roquan, and there's one more I'm forgetting. There's about 40 feet of shit, and then there's the next like 7 or 8 linebackers, 10, 15, whatever, including your boy Zaire Franklin. I'm not saying. Listen, I could easily put Darius Leonard in there if he has it. And also, I don't know, that Eagles coaching staff, man, they find ways to make things work. Lane Johnson and Jason Kelce are proof of that. That being said, I honestly think everyone's really undervaluing this move because it's not just his ability; it's his ability to diagnose plays and be a leader to young linebackers like Nakobe Dean and to Nick Morrow, who are going to be rotating in along and sparing him occasionally on plays. I think that's the thing everyone's looking past because the biggest problem is the Eagles haven't had a leader at that linebacking core since Jordan Hicks. And what
you just said there, that's where he's going to bring the most value is what he could teach those other guys. All you have to do is watch his game against New England. Ezekiel Elliott's ghost was toasting him in the open field when he was unblocked. That's concerning. And you can't. And if you're the Colts, you can't pay him $19 million to be your fourth linebacker. So that he kind of had to go at that point. For the Eagles, he's going to be good there. Problem is, those back injuries, he's not as explosive. He's slow and tentative. He's small, so he can't just be a thumper in the box. He's like 220 pounds, if that. He played at like 205 when he was at his best. It's stupid how he is so good at when he's half the size of DK Metcalf. Makes no sense. But he's never good in coverage. He just was lucky. He was around the ball and instinctive and has a condor-like wingspan, so he just sticks his arm up and the ball randomly hits it. He doesn't move the same. And I adore Shaq Leonard. In fact, let me go grab something for you. Let me check.
Oh, here we go.
Well, he's getting that.
There's
I will say this. Everyone's acting like this is like Linval Joseph for the Eagles last year. It's a little different. Yes, Howie likes collecting old relics to play for the Eagles for a year. By the way, Ndamukong Suh is expected to sign with Philadelphia next 2 weeks. We bringing him back for one more round.
Yeah, dude, I saw that. I'm like,
I love Ndamukong. Dude, he like his first game as an Eagle tried to fight somebody on the other team.
There's no Shaq Leonard hate here, so we're gonna get that out of the way now before I start getting Jamal Adams to buy all the other people.
Oh, listen, it's okay. He's gonna wear. Apparently, he's there's a chance he might wear 53 in Philly too because we cut Christian Ellis who's wearing it. So
there is no Shaq Leonard hate here. The problem is if you're the Colts, you can't keep him for that price tag. But the way he has been playing, maybe with the Eagles, if Jordan Davis and Carter just want to take up a whole lot of space and let Shaq Roman, he could play like he did before if he can get back from that back injury. If it's one back injury, that's fine. But you have 2 back surgeries because the first one had issues. Plus, you got a concussion in your one game last year and had to miss the rest of the season. It's worrisome. He's not washed, but he's not the same. That's why the Colts with the Eagles, it makes sense. With the Cowboys, it makes sense. If a middling team signs him to fix their defense, they're stupid.
I think also he needs a change of scenery. I think that psychologically, dude, like that's everything. Like people don't talk about psychological with injuries. Like it's huge. Like look at Rasul Douglas. He was a pariah in Philadelphia. Goes to Green Bay, has a career resurgence. He just got traded to the Bills as a value pick. Like there was actually value for the Bills for getting him. So sometimes Raheem Mostert gets cut by 15 different teams, gets picked up by the Niners, and then eventually the Dolphins. He's a front runner in the Pro Bowl voting. Like sometimes you guys just need a new spot.
I got a funny one. Antonio Brown.
No, that's the reverse. You can't Uno reverse card my point, Chris.
And Shaq's a very weird comparison. He's a lot like Troy Polamalu. And in the right spot, he will be absolutely in the right spot in the right defense where he can kind of freelance a little bit. He will make a bunch of plays. But when he has like assignment football, quote unquote, that's where you see kind of like the last couple of years with Gus Bradley, who hate Gus Bradley. No arguments here. But if you can kind of let him just shack around, for lack of a better words, or Darius around, that's when he's going to make plays. And Nick Sirianni knows
that's what we need.
And
Seriously.
ideally, that's where he might be able to make. If you're expecting the should have been defensive player of the year in 2021, that's unfortunately not going to happen most likely. But if you just need a starting linebacker that can tackle Deebo Samuel, he gives you a better chance than what
I just need somebody who can cover past 5 yards.
And not his
okay. Just listen. The win that run by Deebo, which are by the way about 4 missed holding calls in that last touchdown, the second touchdown. For the love of Christ, just cover past 5 yards. You just had to stick your hands up and you're knocking that ball down. Brock Purdy I went back and watched the game and only needed about a half a bottle of whiskey to get through it. Purdy wasn't like elite, like Brady Rodgers, like slicing defenses. He just was hitting open guys and they were breaking tackles. And that's all. Like the Eagles defense from the second drive to the end of the game looked like they just run a marathon. It was sad.
When you bring a guy in like Leonard at or whatever team you want to talk to, no matter what sport it might be, an older guy a little bit to freelance a little bit just to mix things up, it can't hurt your team. Like it can't be a negative. Like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You weren't here this week, you'll be gone next week. Whatever. It can't hurt. No, like it's only one of those things where, like I said, you can freelance a little bit, bring some new eyes and new ears onto things. It can only be a positive, really. But on the other hand, if this is your Super Bowl savior, you might want to be looking to next year already.
That's what it could be key. And if you're the Colts, the one thing they do well, they suck at so many things that it's embarrassing, especially when the owner speaks. But when it comes to finding linebackers as diamond in the roughs, they do that better than anybody.
Listen,
so you're gonna replace him and save $19 million. Now they have $98 million in cap moving forward. Like that was
I haven't had enough drinks to do my Jim Irsay impression yet. We need to.
I want you to do a Jim Irsay impression.
I've done it like 1,000 times. It's one of my best impressions.
I know, and it pains me every time because it reminds me of his awfulness. That's bad enough when I have to hear him talk.
Jonathan Taylor on my fantasy team. His name is literally I hate killer whales.
I'm insane. Subtract the S.
Listen, Jonathan Taylor's the reason I won. One of the big reasons I won 9 straight and now have a first round bye in the playoffs. I started off. By the way, this is the league I have this trophy from. I started off 1-3 because JT was on IR. He comes back in. It was like a breath of fresh air to my lineup. Even though he didn't score a touchdown until week 8, didn't matter. I still was just cranking wins out. And now we have a Damian Pierce touchdown. Oh, good Lord joy. We're back. But, Chris, quick thoughts on Shaq Leonard and Brent. Quick thoughts. We'll move on to some quick hits. You're good? All right, Chris.
Yeah, I'll just keep it simple. Anything's better than what we had before. So if we get a guy that can contain someone running 5 yards down the field, dude, then I'll take it. Because watching that game against the 49ers, it showed that we really needed Shaq Leonard or just someone to step up.
Just a leader.
Yeah.
Because I love Byard. I love Blankenship, Darius, Drake, James Bradbury. They're all great players. That defense is lacking a dude in the middle. Last year was TJ Edwards. He was that guy. He was the one who kind of kept everyone together. He was the one who kind of kept everyone in the same spot. There's a little bit of lack of leadership because it's either you have guys like Fletcher Cox or just grumpy old dudes. You have a whiny. I don't know how to describe Brandon Graham because he's a legend. We love him in Philly, but he's just a shit talking little midget who doesn't shut the fuck up. But he makes plays. I love BG, but at the same time, he's not really like that captain of the defense. We thought Nakobe Dean was going to be that, but he's played 2 games. Poor bastard's got worse feet than Alshon Jeffrey. So that being said, I think Shaq Leonard could be a little bit of a leader. Also bringing it back to Ndamukong Suh could help as well. I think there's just a little bit of it's. Listen, Suh, when he got there last year, Brent, they even talk about it in that locker room. It changed the culture a little bit because he was just that fuck around and find out kind of dude, and it made
it doesn't hurt as long as these guys don't pretend to be the show, right? Like, as long as you know your role, you know why you're here. You're here to win a championship, or don't overtake what's because football. You're in this week, you're out next week.
Yeah,
like such short careers. As long as guys like that come in and don't try to be the end all and beat all and be the headline guys, it can work. Once they become the headline guys, you have a problem.
So we got two football headlines I want to talk about in about a minute because we got about 10 minutes before we got to hit 6-pack. But before we do that, I'll give you the two Yankees fans a quick 30 seconds to express their thoughts on Verdugo and Soto. We'll start with the guest of honor, Mr. Brent. You've got 4 Yankees jerseys behind you. Thoughts on Verdugo? Yeah, I was gonna say I know how your setup is. Yeah. Quick 30 seconds. Verdugo, Soto, feelings. Go.
I'm not a big Verdugo fan. I think he's kind of a nozzle, one of those guys, but he's going to be that left-handed bat. He's going to probably play left field. I don't mind him at all. Soto, I like it for a year, but the problem that you got with Soto for 1 year is it's 1 year, and the Yankees are more than 1 year away from winning anything. They still can't pitch, and until they can find some guys that can throw the baseball a little bit more, they have that problem. They're going to score some more runs, but they're not going to outscore their problems. They have 2 guys who can pitch in that lineup. Depends what Rodon does. Depends how the rest of the bullpen's okay, but they're not going to outscore their problems. So with pitching, they're going to spend a lot of money, and it looks great right now for the Yankees. Everybody's going to be clamoring that they're a great team again, but this time next year we talk the exact same thing.
That was kind of my feeling as well as an outsider, but I mean, then again, my team won 84 games and made to the fucking World Series. So I mean, what the fuck do I know at this point? Matthew, 30 seconds. Thoughts?
So, I'm in the same boat with Brent in the Verdugo thing. Like, I like Verdugo. I don't mind him. He's a good defensive outfielder. He bats around the 260s, and he's a left-handed hitter, which is something that we need. So it checks all the boxes off of just somebody that doesn't need to, somebody that's not going to have Stanton play every single day in the outfield. So I would rather not have. I'd rather stand on the bench and hitting every now and then than in the outfield because he can't run. So I'll take Verdugo out there. I love the Soto move. I don't know how you felt about it, Brent, but I got very nostalgic because I don't remember the last time that this regime post George Steinbrenner actually off-hauled some prospects to get a big name. It just felt like it's been a long time since we did that. And, we held on to a lot of prospects in the past, like Frazier and Duhar, Davy Garcia, Florio, guys like that. I didn't think they'd ever trade Justice Sheffield, not like it worked out really, but we always would hold our prospects and we would either do nothing with them or they wouldn't amount to what they were supposed to be. So I was actually really happy to see, them to make a move like they did, even though it is a 1-year deal. It's not impossible that he resigns in the offseason. But, Johnny Brito last year, 25 games, 9-7, 4.28 ERA. Michael King, 49 games, 4-8, 2.75 ERA. Solid young guys. Brito, King is going to be 30 soon, but solid young guys. No. King's going to be 30. Brito's young. I was fine getting rid of Higashioka, Brito, and King. I would have loved to keep one or both of Thorpe or Vasquez, but I'll take my chances with Soto if I have to give that up. So all I got to say in the ending argument. Oh, by the way, I do like Clark Schmidt. I actually thought he was progressing very nicely as a starter last year, so I am excited to see if he does get some more pitching opportunities. But I'll end it with Yamamoto. Let's get both. Let's just keep it going. Let's get the Japanese sensation. And if we can't get the Japanese sensation, I am perfectly happy with bringing back Montgomery and maybe trying to see if there's any value with Glaber for another pitcher.
They're a better team now than they were this time yesterday.
Yes.
This is the weirdest thing. So maybe it's because my team's a mid-market team. We got our third ace. We got our third starter. We got our everyday third baseman, Eugenio Suarez, who in that thin air is going to hit like 40 bombs next year. Apparently, we're in the running to make a trade for Randy Rosarena, and
that'd be nice,
dude. Like him,
great player. So I shouldn't say
good. In that Arizona outfield, he'll have a freaking field. I mean, I'd love Lourdes Gurriel to come back, but the problem is he's asking for way too much money, and he's not worth. He's a great hitter. The problem is just he's not worth the money he's asking for. Randy Rosarena in that outfield he wouldn't have to cover as much ground because you have Thomas and Carroll who both run basically 4.2 40s. Like he could just sit back there, relax, and crank bombs all day. So The last thing on the Diamondback checklist is a DH and a power hitting outfielder. Apparently, we're in on JD Martinez and Justin Turner. I would rather have JD Martinez because fuck Justin Turner. He ripped my heart out enough times playing for the Dodgers. But listen, the Eduardo Rodriguez move was fucking amazing. It made me happy because he's gonna be great as a fourth starter. Because everyone forgets Brandon Pfaadt was lights out in the playoffs. So was Merrill Kelly. And I think Zach Gallen got out of his own head enough. He'll be probably back to normal by the start of the season. And apparently we found a bullpen. Don't know where it came from. We found one though. So it's
the
going
thing
to
I like about getting Rodriguez for Arizona is he can pretend to be a number one and he can be billed as number one behind Pfaadt and Kelly. He's not going to be looked like as a number one. He's the third best starter in that rotation, but he's making the most money, so he can take a little pressure off those other guys and let those other guys be young and be rookies and be that guy. That was a great move by Arizona. No doubt about that.
I saw that move. I was like, listen, I know who this. I actually was the first time I saw him. Like Rodriguez, I know that name. Like, oh, that's Detroit's lefty. I love this guy. So
yeah, I was just about to say too what Brent was. I was about to piggyback off of what Brent was saying. I think Eduardo Rodriguez on any team is a fantastic number two. But for you guys to just throw him into that 3-4 slot, it's going to be great for you guys. And Rosarina makes a lot of sense because the Rays, whenever their guys are due for a contract, they ship them off because they just like to keep their payroll under whatever it is and keep them moving. Shout out to them. They make it work. But I think Rosarina would be tremendous in that.
Thing is, though, it never actually works.
I mean, yeah,
they never get to. Yeah, they just choke.
Kevin Cash fucked us the entire world by giving the Dodgers a goddamn ring. It's a Mickey Mouse ring, but still. The last thing I'd want is a Diamondbacks. I want a different closer. Listen, I love Paulie Ice, but the problem is I can never forgive him for hanging that fastball to Corey Seager, who is a notorious high fastball hitter. And they even talked about literally the pit right before the pitch, and he cranked it. And I'm just like, oh, we're losing the World Series. God damn it. Listen, in last year, I've had to watch my Eagles lose in the Super Bowl and my Diamondbacks lose in the World Series. It was not an easy year for me. It was not. Getting so close and watching my heart get ripped out. The Diamondbacks was just rough because Game 5 was just depressing. I think Zach Gallen had 6 shutout innings. He had a no-hitter through 5. It was insane. And it just fell apart.
What's worse, fellas? What's worse or better? Like when you see, is it worse to see your team lose, or is it better to see your team win? Because for me, when my team loses, it just grinds at you. You still got to go to work next day and everything else. But when your team wins, you go, okay, they won. You have a few beers, whatever else. Dude, when your team loses, man,
I am a psychopath when my teams win. I got to watch 3 Penguins Stanley Cups, 2 North Carolina basketball national, 3 North Carolina basketball national titles, and 1 Eagles Super Bowl. The Eagles Super Bowl, I cried as a grown adult man. I was actually tears of joy driving home from my buddy's house in Danbury, Connecticut, crying my eyes out with joy. I didn't care that I had to go to work the next day. I didn't care I wasn't going to be able to go to the parade because I was too broke. I was just happy. If the Diamondbacks had won the World Series this year, Jared did cry. And listen, I'm okay with admitting that. The one that hurt more was the Eagles one. The Diamondbacks one, listen, we were playing with house money, and we've got one of the best farm systems in baseball. DJ, you fucking typing.
I'm not hiding it.
The Eagles one hurt more because they took the game out of our hands. That's what hurt. If Juju smoked Bradbury over the top and he scored, I'm like, fuck. But the fact that it was a call by the fucking scumbags in the stripes, this sub-Morbius scum that we call referees in pro football, all of them are dead to me. They all suck. But look who finally decided to show up. What up, H? I mean, listen, my man's an Astros fan. Listen, we followed their plan. Hector, shout to your Astros. We followed your plan. So far, so good.
I was going to say,
except we're not going to bang trash cans and then do God's work and knock off the Yankees and the Dodgers, and Red Sox. Literally, the three of the most annoying organizations on the planet. No offense to the Yankees fans, y'all are fun. Listen, it's the Yankees as a whole that bugs me. But y'all are never worse than the Red Sox. The Red Sox take you guys to the fucking woodshed. Phillies fans, y'all are annoying as fuck to us for the NLCS. but you're like that to everybody, so we don't take it personally.
We hate
Red
everyone.
Sox fans are just dickheads. I don't get it. I don't understand where the hatred and just the like. I mean, maybe it's because you have to live in that shitty city up in Boston, but like, fuck.
It's got to be a combo. Just the fact that think about Boston fans in the last 20 years, all the championships they got from the Red Sox, from the Celtics, the Bruins, and the
The
Patriots.
expectation to win every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
The entitlement of winning every year,
All
I
right.
guess is a better way of putting it.
So,
Anyways.
all right, boys, we either can crank out the 6-pack now, or we can talk about Sean McDoofus and Derek Carr. I'm kind of want to leave those to the end of the show.
Yeah, leave them to the end. That was
okay.
bad.
Deej, I don't know what time you got to leave at.
We'll do the 6-pack for now. That it's probably best I don't talk about Dr. Duke too much more.
Dr. Duke.
Christ. All right,
DDC.
ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Apparently I can't write anything anymore, so brought to you by the amazing people at candidates.com, promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off. Listen, you want an amazing product for those like me who dipped a lot. Shit, I want a pouch right now. That being said, this stuff is amazing. 20% off, promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off. Thank you for clicking it. I just edited it off the Holiday 9-pack. It took me 2 weeks to do it. Stuff's good. Listen, they have thousands of flavors: mango, peach, Arnold Palmer, mint, spearmint, American spice, which is basically cinnamon. They just don't want to call it cinnamon. And many other flavors. Me and Matt literally blow through tins like it's our job. I think we literally keep their lights on over there in California. One of the only few things that come out of California. Shout to candidates.com, promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off. Boom. All right. Time to crack a 6-pack, sort of. Brought to you also by one of our former sponsors, Breckenridge Brewing. This is their holiday ale, aged in whiskey, which is amazing. It's 12% and it tastes like a fucking dream.
Yeah.
It was
It's
$11.
like,
It was $11 4-pack in Connecticut. That's fucking cheap. So I will take it.
Yeah.
That is cheap.
First off
Canada,
the
that's
bat,
$33.
talking about cheap and enjoyable, we got this NFC South game of the week. Bucks and Falcons. Last time I checked, Bucks were still 2.5-point dogs on the road. Road dogs. Chris, I'll start with you, my friends. We're going to start with the underdog. Listen, you're like the Falcons. You're coming back. You're trying to rise up, trying to take out me and Matt. You only have a 1-point deficit under me right now.
Dude, this
How you
game's
feeling with this Bucks-Falcons game right now?
Dude, this game's so weird, dude, because like I feel like I have a gut feeling, but then I don't have a gut feeling. It's like going really back and forth. I'm gonna take the Bucks, even though like the Falcons at home, usually they're a fun team to watch with Spencer Ritter, but I think Baker and the boys get it back on track.
It's Desmond Ritter.
Desmond.
And
I thought you were trying to say, yeah.
That's a rattler. I mean,
Yeah, you got yourself some
it's okay, buddy. We still love you.
yeah, thank God.
All right. I'm gonna go to Brent next. How you feeling right now, buddy? This is a weird NFC South matchup.
It's not a great division, and you got to wonder who's really hungry more. But and nobody cares. But at this point in the season, the easiest way to go is go with the home team. Take the Falcons.
I got to stay loyal to my picks in my pick'em competitions. By the way, in both of them, the Craft Brew Sports one and the Delgado Stone, I am running away with the lead, at least in the Craft Brew one, but I had 2 bad weeks in a row, so I was trying to catch up. I took the Buccaneers to cover and win in both. Here was my kicker about the Bucks. Baker Mayfield is starting to catch stride again. This offense is looking better and better each week. And let's also look at the Falcons' last 2 wins, guys. It's not like they're playing cream of the crop teams, Matt, no offense. And so I have a weird, sneaky suspicion we are going to get a Desmond Ritter come back to earth game. I think this is that game. So give me the Falcons to lose. See what I did there? All right, Deej.
The Falcons are weird. They have no quarterback and they're poorly coached, but they're so damn talented they're going to host a playoff game, and they have no competition whatsoever in that division because that whole division stinks. I'm going to take the Falcons reluctantly because Baker is banged up. the middle linebackers are banged up for them too. So in theory, Bijan, Kyle Pitts, and Tyler Algier should be wide open to not get the ball for them to throw it to Michael Pruitt, I guess. But in theory, the Falcons should win. They have a lot more talent. They're just poorly coached and have a poor quarterback, but they still find ways to win. It makes no sense, and I hate it, but I'm going to take the Falcons reluctantly.
I think Arthur Smith might have the lowest IQ. Listen, he's not a Marine, and he still eats crayons. That should tell you something.
In my team's defense, it was Tim Boyle and Trevor Siemian. Nevertheless, not like Zach Wilson would have made a big difference. So, anyways.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Bucs in this one. It's going to be a weird game. I can see this being like a 20-16 type game. I like the Bucs offense better than the Falcons offense. I think they got a little stronger of a defense. And my key player is going to be Rashad White. I think he's been on fire as of late, especially in fantasy. He's been giving me double-digit points for the last 6-8 weeks straight. So I'm looking at Rashad White in the passing game. I think he's going to get going. Mike Evans should continue to have a hot streak with this one. So I think Baker gets the job done for the Buccaneers in this one.
There you go. All right. Next up, Deej, I was hoping you were going to stay for this one. Jake Browning coming off of the best Monday Night Football game I have seen since Eagles-Chiefs and one of the best upsets of the year against literally Minshew Mania and those rambling, gambling, scrappy Indianapolis Colts who apparently are allergic to giving the running backs the ball if their name's not Jonathan Taylor this last week. 7.7 points for Zach Moss. They
gave him the ball. When you put 14 in the box, it's bound to happen.
Hey, listen, they were Darren Gardner to beat him. Listen, Alec Pierce finally scored a touchdown, guys. The world may actually end now. That being said, Bengals Colts, it's -1. This is basically a pick 'em, boys. So there's no upsets or gimmies here. Which I find hilarious, but I've learned my lesson. Never bet against the Colts. It kills my parlays. So Colts. I texted DJ this multiple times this year, and I never learned my lesson. I am going to today. So give me the Colts.
I guess I'll go next, but I will also, before we get into that, the coach of the year should come through the AFC South, whether it's Shane Steichen or DeMeco Ryans. One of those two is coach.
Shane.
You know what? Give it to both at this point. One of those two has to be walking away with it at this point, considering what they're working with and how they're both 7-5 and in the playoff hunt tied at the 7th seed. I'm going to take the Colts, but Jake Brown is going to throw for 300 yards. He's going to throw for 2 touchdowns because that defense stinks. It really does. It's either sacks the quarterback or it's a 30-yard touchdown.
Can anybody else besides me remember the 2016 college football playoff for 2018 when he threw for like 1,000 yards every other game, like between like every 4 games would throw for 1,000 yards? It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, because
that Washington team was fucking loaded. Like, wasn't even that loaded on offense.
That's what I'm going. I was going there. I'm absolutely taking Browning. They're 100%. No matter that guy from high school done nothing but throw touchdowns and win football games. I go with the Bengals on this one 100%. And it goes to show you don't have to pay $42 million for a quarterback to win football games in the National Football League. Take the Bengals to win this one.
Listen, he also has a great last name. Shout out to the greatest inventor of all time, John Moses Browning. Everyone, my Pro 2A side is showing. Mr. Matt, who you taking?
I'm siding with Brent on this one. I'm taking the Bengals. I like Jake Browning. I think he got in stride last week when he had a full week of practice under his belt. He looked amazing against the Jaguars last week, and I think momentum will carry on into this game. I think it'll be a shootout, though. I think it's going to be one of those 30-27 type games, like just a high scoring shootout kind of game. But I like Browning in this one, so give me the Bengals.
Sweet.
Take the over. Definitely take the over.
Oh, easily. This game is going to be fucking out of control. I'm calling at least 1 or 2 Minshew touchdowns that are just complete clusterfucks. Scrambles out of the pocket, almost falls down, but the power of the mustache holds him up, throws a touchdown. I don't know. It's going to be crazy.
Bounces off the defender's hands twice, and then Michael Pittman's like, oh, geez. Well, if he
literally pure, he's White Jameis. That's what he is. Chris, finish this off.
He just never stole crab legs. How dare you?
He just stole hearts.
God, I don't see it, but everyone else does. I don't get it.
I love Gardner, man. He's the fucking boy.
You hated him 365 days ago and wanted him dead.
Yes, but that was because he threw the most gifted pick 6 to Marshawn Lattimore. We still clicked
to my last 4 months. To everyone besides him, actually he threw into Marshawn Lattimore this year. To me too.
I think they're in cahoots.
I don't want to hear it, Jared. You know what? Flag on the play. Go ahead, Chris. You're talking now.
Nah. All right, I'm gonna take the Bengals.
Never mind, Chris. You're not talking anymore.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I just think Browning's gonna get even more better with this offense. He's getting more comfortable as they go. Third week in since Joey B got hurt, but I love the Bengals at home. Although I love Minshew because he played for the Birds last year, but I'm sticking with the Bengals.
I mean, Minshew was 0-2 as a starter for the Birds. I'm not going to acknowledge that his games last year. He did give the Cowboys a ride on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And I always find when someone is more better, as Chris said, more better, then they must be better.
It's that Philly grammar right there.
He's more better. All right.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, boys.
No, that's Canadian talk right there. That's funny. More better. I love it.
Yeah. Less bad.
I mean, Brent, listen, a couple more drinks, I'll start making more jokes about your government, but that's a whole nother ballgame.
No, you won't talk about that.
Dude, I like Canada. I've been to Toronto a couple years ago. Good times.
I love the people of Canada. I love your country. I just despise your government. That's all it is.
Well, I'm not a big Justy fan myself. So.
President Blackface? Come on.
He's a different cat. But anyways.
All right, anyway, we're going to move on because I'm getting really offensive at this point. So we're moving on to a game that honestly might offend some Los Angeles people. Ravens taking on the Rams in Baltimore. Sorry, I don't know why I said Ravens at Rams. Line was -7 when I put this in. I believe it still is -7 when I gone up.
So 7.5 or -7.5.
Oh, geez. Sean McVay's going to get field goals. Time expires to only lose by 7 and ruin all the parlays like he did against the Niners in week 4.
Probably.
Still sad.
This is a live line I'm looking at right now on FanDuel, so it's -7.5 Ravens.
Oh boy, damn it! Sean McVay's about to strike again.
All right, Matt, you're going first.
Yeah, Puka Nakua's hurt. Not sure if he's playing or not. He's probably going to play. That whole entire offense at any point in time can just go down with any injury. Kyron Williams, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nakua, Matt Stafford, Tyler Higbee, they can all just, at a blink of an eye, just all of them go down at the same exact time. I think Baltimore Ravens defense keeps them in line. I don't think it'll be a runaway game. I think they can keep it within that one score. But I think the Ravens win this at the end of the day.
There you go. Chris.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Matt. I like the Ravens a lot. I also saw Lamar didn't practice today, so it might be something.
We got Snoop Huntley.
Keep an eye on for the weekend.
It's all good. We got Snoop, Pro Bowl or Snoop Huntley. We're good.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore.
Yeah, give me the Ravens. Flocks up. They were my freaking AFC Super Bowl pick. I gotta stick with them at this point. So give me the Ravens to roll in. Brent, who you got?
I got the Ravens. They're still my AFC pick. Lamar Jackson's going to have himself he's having himself a pretty good year. He's going to even increase things more. Take the Ravens by more than 7. I think they're going to a statement game by the Baltimore Ravens.
I think the Rams have been riding easy with a lot of games with a lot of struggling teams or teams that have been desperate. I think the Baltimore is going to want to kick somebody's ass this week. Yeah. So, also, by the way, Keontae Mitchell, that boy is nasty. He's the new, I'm telling you right now, he is the new late round draft pick superstar running back. He is that new guy. I think he's gonna last more than Marlon Mack, RIP. But he's going to be more of I don't know, just everything. He's so fucking explosive. He runs hard, kind of like an Isaiah Pacheco, a little less anger, a lot more speed. But listen, Mitchell can fucking move, man. Deej.
Not touching the spread because the Rams always find a way to shaft man. But I'm gonna take the Ravens. I think the Rams will weirdly move the ball, but we'll take the Ravens to win. But Lamar Jackson, can someone do a study on his immune system? He has the immune system of a medieval handmaiden. He's sick every other week, it feels like. He got COVID twice in the same year. He's been sick 5 times.
What the fuck?
He's always sick.
System of a medieval handmaiden. That is the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
He popped up on the report with
those are larger words I've ever used in my life right there. That's something else. That's impressive.
There you go.
He's outstanding. If he plays and he's fine, he's going to light them up, and he's wonderful. And you know how he is against the NFC. I love Lamar, but he's always ill, it seems like. He caught COVID twice in the same day as if I'm not mistaken.
That's wild. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into our next game, joining us now from a house in Eastern New York, ladies and gentlemen, the father of tag along, the host of the No Credentials Required podcast, a rabid Jets Yankees fan, and a fan of Antonio Brown's former team, the Albany Empire, and the chaplain of Belly Up Sports, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ryan McCarthy. What's up, brother?
What's going on, fellas? I don't
How you
want to
doing?
hear the words. I don't want to hear the words Pro Bowler Snoop Hundley coming out of your mouth ever again.
Hey, I'm not telling lies though. It happened.
Those 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions will live forever in infamy.
There you go. All right. By the way, also shout out to Mama McCarthy. She's kicking ass in the hospital, getting better, right, Mr. Ryan?
Yeah, she got transferred to acute rehab yesterday, and she's going to start hard work, and hopefully we'll have her home by Christmas.
Pop's feeling okay? You texted me this morning. He was like a little under the weather.
Yeah, he's doing all right now. He was just feeling a little under the weather this morning, so he's feeling a little bit better.
It's okay. My mom's out at a bar, and my old man is out working. So, I mean, just me and Ghosty tonight. That being said, by the way, check out me and Mr. McCarthy in about an hour. We'll be kicking off the 3rd revival of Belly Up After Dark. Me and Josh's new project. We'll be running the show for a long time. Ryan, we just picked Rams-Ravens. Quick, who you got, Rams or Ravens? Lines at -7.
Ravens.
Ravens. He didn't even fucking hesitate.
No
I love it.
hesitation.
I have to ask.
All right. By the way, I think this line is kind of fucked on this next game, but I put it in anyway because I feel like it's going to be a little closer because I think the underdog will cover. But Seahawks, Seahawks, 49ers. 49ers coming off of a very emotional ass-kicking of the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Seahawks, yes, they're the Seahawks again because they fought like dogs against the damn Cowboys. They're no longer the Sea Chickens to me. Seahawks have redeemed themselves. Thank you, Gino, for that 30 burger to keep me and Matt winning games in our Belly of Fantasy League, even though we're mathematically eliminated. Love you, Gino. They never wrote back, though. That being said, I almost want to give like half a point if the Seahawks cover because I feel like this line is just disrespectful to the Seahawks. Problem is they can't play fucking defense. I think the Niners win this, but this is going to be a lot closer than people think.
You don't want to bet on your guys? Sea Chickens?
Listen,
The
the Sea Chickens is a form of insult. I only call them the Sea Chickens when they screw me in a parlay, and I'm betting against them because they screw me in parlays. I love Gino. I love DK. We all know this. I love Kenneth Walker, DJ Dallas, my boy from the U. But here's the problem. That defense can't stop a cold, much less stop the Niners defense, who just railroaded Philadelphia. The Niners, I think, will get sloppy. I think they're going to make a lot of bad throws, bad plays. They're going to get a little letdown-ish, but they also capitalized against not playing a game for 10 days against Philadelphia, against a Philly team who had played in 3 games in 12 days. So that being said, I think the Niners are a little fresher. I mean, the Seahawks are a little fresher. So Seahawks cover, Niners win. That's my line there. McCarthy.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Niners win, and shout out to my co-host Dustin, Seahawks fan himself.
Money.
Yeah, but yeah, Niners win, but Seahawks make it a game, and I think they cover.
All right, Chris.
I'm taking the Niners. I fucking hate them, but I'm taking them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stick with the Niners on this one as well. I think Seahawks can make it a close-ish type game. The spread's it's a lot of points to cover, for the Niners to cover that one. But I think the Niners win this, and I'm taking the over on 1.5 plays that Jamal Adams is going to blow coverage in.
Oh, I'm calling he gets smoked by Debo at least twice. Debo, instant start. So is Ayuk, so is Kittle.
Mm-hmm.
Siege.
So just go down the line. If they go out and catch passes, instant start. The 10.5 is a lot. I think the Seahawks are going to lose by 10, so I think in theory they will cover points. I'll take the Niners win this to cover. Unless Jamal Adams plays the best coverage of his life, unless the ball bounces off his face again, like his best plays he's ever done in coverage are.
I love that fucking clip.
It's where you have 2 full-grown hands. Just put them together.
Fair enough. All right, Brent.
The 49ers score early and often, and I really think that the Seahawks actually put Jamal Adams out there to fail and make sure he gets exposed a lot and say, listen, dude, shut your mouth for being such a shithead. If you don't want people to talk about you being a bad football player, then don't be a bad football player. And he's going to be made look like an idiot on purpose by the Seahawks this weekend, and the 49ers win by, I would say, 3 touchdowns. I honestly think that's going to happen because the Seahawks have nothing really to. They're kind of in the hunt a little bit.
I mean, they're going to be like,
but they aren't winning anything this year.
They're going to be the
49ers are really good.
They're going to be
and the 49ers won by a big score last week. They want to keep that momentum going. Look for Jamal Adams to look like an idiot, and they keep him in the game the entire time, looking like a bad person that he is, and look for the Niners to win by like 3 touchdowns.
Ryan, you got something to say?
May I add? Yeah, Jamal Adams is an a-hole. Just based on what he did on social media this past week.
We just talked about like an hour ago.
Yeah, you guys probably mentioned that already, but Connor Hughes, he's a good reporter, and taking a shot at him and his wife, there's zero class behind it.
Yeah,
and
Matt.
I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's
gone.
Being
a bad football player, don't be a bad football player. Simple.
Don't
Or
get
a bad
smoked
person.
by a mediocre tight end like Jake Ferguson.
Simple.
Multiple times after getting punked by him too.
Like literally, like you look like a bitch. Like here's the problem: Jake Ferguson is a run-of-the-mill tight. He's basically Ryan Griffin playing for the Cowboys. Shout out to UConn legend Ryan Griffin. I actually met his parents, very nice people. Here's the thing: you suck, Jamal. The only good version of you that's good coverage is your Madden version from Madden 20. Next up. This game's going to get mean. 9/11, never forget.
You might want
I'm sorry. I could not hold up. I couldn't hold myself back. Oh, my God. We'll talk about this in about 20 minutes, why that joke is awful.
I apologize on behalf of all people tuning in on our Jared Bin Laden's rant.
Whoa, stop it.
Wow.
You started it.
I made a joke because Sean McDoofus said the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. And the problem is it's been confirmed by like 6 different sources, and it's making this look even fucking worse for the only team that actually plays in New York. That being said, give me the Chiefs by 12,000.
Well, the Chiefs got to score 12 before they score 12,000.
Yeah, I feel like they'll score on this Buffalo defense because, like, Buffalo, I can't. I'm picking Mahomes and Mr. Swift. I can't pick against them in this game. Also, Buffalo, like, Kansas City lives rent-free in their heads. And they just lost a heartbreaker with the refs screwing them to Green Bay. Wow, the Chiefs getting screwed by the refs. I really think we're living in the darkest timeline. That being said, give me the Chiefs to win this one. I don't know if they're going to cover. This might be a 1-point fucking game, and Josh Allen might be crying to the ghost of Haley Steinfeld because she's probably already left him for somebody else at this point. But listen, you suck that bad at playing quarterback. It's all you. You can't close games. Who misses Gabe Davis that bad? That being said, give me the Chiefs to win. Also, Haley Steinfeld beat my celebrity crush. I have an axe grind against Josh Allen, but that's a whole other story.
Therein lies the problem. Therein lies this vendetta.
But yeah, give me Chiefs. Matt?
I'm going to take the Chiefs as well. I think this is going to be the first time in a while that we see Josh Allen and the Bills go under 500. The Chiefs, like you said, got screwed out of the game last week with the Packers, with the refs. I don't think they get that a second time in a row. It's a different Buffalo Bills team. They've been looking better offensively with the new switch to the offensive coordinator, but they're still not getting the job done. I think when you fire a positional coach and it doesn't work out still, I think the only person you have left to look at is the head coach. So I think until they get that corrected, I think they're going to continue to be in the boat they're in. So I'm going to take the Chiefs over the Bills, and I do think it's going to be a very good game. I think it could be like playoff-S type game, but I think the Bills fall to this one.
Nice. All right, Deej.
This game. I think it's going to look like Miami and the Chiefs, just 2.0, where it's like Chiefs win early, then it gets close late, then a random defensive play seals it. So I'll take the Chiefs. They'll win, they'll cover. Josh Allen will throw a pick late or something like that. It's just, it's going to be weird. Take the under for sure, though.
Yeah, always take the under in this game. Brent.
Chiefs win. I think the entire league is actually living rent free in the Bills' head right now. Josh Allen and the Bills they've been supposed Super Bowl champions for the last two years and haven't. The Bills aren't that good, and the Chiefs bounce back from that loss last week. Take the Chiefs. Lots of points.
Former intern Chris Lipoff.
I'm going to be different. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. I think the Bills bounce back. They've had too many heartbreaks recently.
That's clickbait.
I need points too. This is like one last hoorah. And me and Matt have the exact same pick so far. So I got to think different. So give me the Buffalo Bills, even though the Chiefs are probably going to win because of the refs. At home, always happens. But give me the Buffalo Bills.
All right, McCarthy finishes strong here.
All right. I've been saying this all year, or at least in the last month or so on my program. I don't Crunch is required. I don't know who the Buffalo Bills are. I don't know what their identity is. It seems to be it's running through Josh Allen, who is not only their passing leader, but also their rushing leader. And he does too much. And their defense is it has too many injuries to be one of the best defenses in the league again. And I just think they're headed down a dark path. And the whole thing with Sean McDermott saying stuff about the 9/11 terrorists just kind of seems to be me that they're continuing to go down this really dark path. That being said, I'm taking the Chiefs, even though I'm starting to hate them more and more. But they're clearly the better team over against Buffalo this week. So I'm taking the Chiefs, hands down.
This is just like the jokes, the anticipation, the sprinkling, the previews. Like, I think people are starting to get the gist of what Sean McVay said, but this is just bad. But
McDermott?
I think you make doofus, yes.
Fired.
Yeah, just I like using this for all acronyms of dumb coaches. Like, so Brandon Staley's Doofus Supreme, Josh McDaniels is Josh McDoofus, Sean McDermott is Sean McDoofus. You know, like you're just you're terrible. Like I didn't like you when you're in the Eagles DC, and now I really don't fucking like you. So there you go.
You already should be fired for coaching insufficient coaching. Now throw this on top of it. He should not be the coach.
Hates America.
He can't hate America. He's close. He can't hate America.
Can't hate America.
All right. Last but not least.
I love American. I'm Canadian. I think you guys are great.
Thank you, Brent.
Thank you, Brent.
I think you guys are pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Depends which part you go to.
I mean, there's some weird shit. Don't get me wrong, but I think you guys are great.
Well, you got some weird shit too. So
exactly.
I already made the
we
joke,
meld
Brian.
together. It's good.
To be fair.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Jared
Florida's really
Eason.
fucking wild.
There you go.
All right. Last but not least, Birds, Cowboys. You pretty much know me and Chris's picks here. We're gonna start with Brent.
This is tough because the Eagles kind of they didn't fare so well last week, and I actually I quite like the way the Cowboys are playing this year. And I'm not a Cowboys apologist by any means, but I think that the Eagles, this isn't clickbait and trying to get you guys riled up, but I think that the Eagles are kind of fraudulent. But also the Cowboys find a way to cowboy every year or every year, every week. You never know what you're going to get. So I am going to say, take the Eagles on the road by 7 to win that football game. Because eventually Dak's going to Dak more than the Eagles are going to Eagle. Take the Eagles to win that football game.
That was
You just
love that quote.
Long-winded way to say we got a mid off.
Coming from the guy who was Gardner Minshew was a starter. Jesus
I have
Christ.
admitted to his midness. I'm not in denial about it.
Fair enough. All right, Mr. Mid, you're DJ. Let me know who you're taking here. Birds or Cowboys.
I didn't attack you personally. That was kind of rude. That was rude. I didn't call you mid. You know what that means?
I just think your team is mid. You're not mid as a person. You're an amazing.
That's an insult to mid. That team's worse than mid. It's lucky. But anyway, I don't know about the money line in this one. I'm gonna definitely say the Eagles cover though. So they lose, it's gonna be by 3. These games are always stupidly close. Like they're not gonna lose by more than 3. So I'm just gonna take the money line. It's good. The Eagles will cover 3.
Matthew?
The 10-2 Eagles. What is
9-3.
Cowboys? What, 9-3?
9-3. Can score
All right,
points.
10-2 Eagles against the 9-3 Cowboys in Dallas. Dallas knows that they get this win, they can tie it up 10-3 for the number 1 seed. I'm going to go with the favorites here at home, and I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. It's a favor to you guys because now you guys are going to go Eagles. So if you guys win, then it's a point you gain on me. But I really think that this can be a game that the Cowboys can win. I think this could be a split series type thing. So give me the Cowboys defense. I think it'll be a close game.
All right, Chris, we're going to skip you over for a second. You're going to go last. McCarthy.
Another repeating thing on No Crunches Required this season has been about the Dallas Cowboys and how I don't respect them because they haven't beaten a team over 500. Granted, they beat the Seahawks last week, and they beat a 1-0 Jets team in week 2. So what? They have a chance to earn my respect this week if they beat the Eagles. Now, the Eagles, I feel in a way this could be a get-right game for them. Because they looked miserable last week, Jared. I'm sorry to say they looked miserable.
They looked tired, man.
Yeah,
they looked tired.
And I think they could. I'm hoping they can figure things out against this Cowboys defense, but it's going to be a hostile crowd at Giro World in Dallas. And Giro. I think I'll take the Cowboys to win, but I think Philly will cover.
All right, Chris, how we feel about the Birds right now? We love them, right? We love our Birds.
Fucking love the Eagles, dude. It's not even a question.
All right, we know the most dangerous man in the world is a pissed off Jalen Hurts, right?
Your head, not your heart, though.
Yeah.
No, we know the most dangerous man in the world is a pissed off Jalen Hurts. So that being said,
sorry guys, you gotta hear this, but hey, man,
listen, you're gonna hear that
this weekend.
Yeah, listen. DJ's out. All right. That being said, my boy Brandon, shout out to my boy Brandon. He's actually going to Dallas with his Eagles jersey rocking, and him and his wife are going to watch the game in Jerry World. He's got standing room seats. The poor bastard doesn't know what he's in for. But that being said, give me the Birds. Nothing's more dangerous than a pissed off Jalen Hurts and a pissed off AJ Brown. I think this game is going to be a fucking shootout. Take the fucking over to the moon. That being said, give me a strip sack from a forced fumble from DJ's boy Shaquille Leonard. His debut in Philadelphia Green is going to be a fun one. I also see a pick 6 from a Mr. Reed Blankenship. Give me the White Lightning to get a pick 6 here. I think the biggest problem is Dak and the Dallas Cowboys have played a lot of okay teams, and they've played. Listen, Dak has played a phenomenal. Dak is the front runner MVP in my opinion. I think McCaffrey, Moser, Tyreek Hill, and I'll throw in Brock Purdy right now. And then you get into the Jalen's and the Mahomes because they're name recognition, right? So Dak has played great, but the biggest problem is Dallas's defense got exposed by Geno. Geno told the NFL how to beat Dallas. You target Bland, and you do not make the mistake. If you have a receiver, like the problem was that one interception by Bland, it was a bad throw by Geno. Let's be honest. It was a fucking terrible throw. If I was Geno's head coach, I'm slamming the whiteboard on Monday morning because he had 3 other guys open on that throw. He got cocky, tried to beat Deron Bland deep. I'm sorry, I'm on that corner route. But the Birds and the Cowboys, it's a different breed of game. The Eagles are pissed. Now, it is their 4th game in less than 3.5 weeks. They're a little shot.
Well, here's Mr. Excuse Guy.
But champions don't make excuses. So here's the thing. It's going to come down to the fact that Dallas can't run the ball for power against us. That's what used to kill us. Every time Dallas used to beat us, it was because Zeke Elliott was the nail in the coffin. They don't have somebody to run the ball down our throat anymore. It's a lot easier to drop 8-man into coverage, rush 3, and say, Dak, try to score when you have 4 guys guarding the end zone. Give me the Eagles to win and cover. And Chris, I automatically know where you're going on this one.
Yeah, dude. Like, I hate the Cowboys more than anything in my fucking life.
Hate the
More than
Niners
you're
anything.
more,
young.
but it's close.
You'll hate something else more than that eventually, but yeah.
Probably, yes. But right now, this
Your
is
Neither
first
of us
wife.
have gotten divorced yet, so that's what kind of happens.
yeah.
To say your
One-
first wife.
yeah, when,
I've never been divorced, but I'm just saying.
yeah. When I get divorced, I'll probably hate that more. But right now,
When? Not if.
Like, it's gotten real dark, real
You're not even married yet, man. Like, Jesus.
Cowboys.
Give yourself some hope. Give
Yeah.
yourself a little hope, man.
We're
Yeah,
Eagles fans.
probably.
It's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, it's a toss-up if I get divorced. But right now, fuck them Cowboys, dude. We're going to be rocking in Arlington. Go Birds.
Go Birds!
Go Birds, dude.
I'm going to lose my voice this weekend on Sunday Night Football, and I'm going to be happy to be hungover on Monday morning going into work. That being said, since none of us took upsets, we all have to pick an upset out of the NFL array of games. This only applies to me, Matt, and Chris. You three of our esteemed guests can pick whatever you want of upset games. But for the three of us goons who actually have to do this for a fucking jersey on the line, we all have to pick an upset here. Me and Chris get first picks because Matt is in first place. Chris, you're in last. You get first dibs.
Okay. I am taking I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers over the Saints.
Ooh. That barely qualifies, but I'll let it slide because this is the only week of the year where there's not enough college games to constitute upsets. This is the hardest week of the year to pick. Last year, I think me and Matt both went Matt, I think you and me shot 20% last year this week. Because I remember
I don't think we did.
Army-Navy week, this was bad.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Oof.
Raiders are 3-point home dogs. Give me the Raiders as my upset pick.
I thought they had to be higher than 3.5.
If they're at home, it's a 3-point Vegas swing for home teams. Vikings are 3-point favorites on the road. So it's a 6-point if they were in Minnesota.
I don't know if this changes what I'm going with, but I think McCarthy, you know where I'm leaning. Should I not do this?
Do it. Choose with your heart and your head. Let the hate flow through you.
Yeah,
It's either
pick against Aaron Rodgers. Do it.
You won't. I just want the pain to end, honestly.
It's between the Milfman or Mr. Cutlets.
Either way, I'm laughing my way to the fucking bank. Do it.
Oh man. All right, you know what? I'm gonna stray away from my team and just to be safe, I'm gonna just call it a no count. I'm not gonna go to my Jets, but I'm gonna take Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets, and the Giants over the Packers as my upset pick Monday night at home. He's on a streak. He's got Giants fans thinking that they got a chance to get back into the playoffs somehow.
He's one of theirs.
Yeah, he's one of theirs.
My mom's high school, Brent. Watch your mouth.
He's one of theirs. He has a nice story. He's a hometown kid playing for his hometown team, living at home, still getting his laundry folded. So give me Tommy DeVito.
The difference between Cedar Grove, New Jersey, and the Meadowlands is a approximate 20-minute drive. I've made that drive multiple times.
Really?
Yeah, it's not that far. My mom went to Cedar Grove High. I've been in those hallways before. By the way, shout out to David Njoku, the only state title for Cedar Grove High School. He was the MVP. I believe he was the MVP of that game. But yeah, shout out to my mom's alma mater, Cedar Grove High.
7-0 Patriots. Zeke Elliott, first touchdown.
Well, there goes my prediction. Just screwed already. That's it.
Anybody have a Zeke touchdown on their bingo card?
Zappy went right down the field. He's got 60 yards and a touchdown already. 3 minutes in.
Somebody put Mac on a mental health watch at this point. Poor kid has gone through the ringer. All right.
It's the Jets quarterback, Mac Jones.
Any other games you guys love for upsets or gimmies? Brent or DJ, Ryan, anything you guys love?
I got an upset. My co-host Dave, he's a big Broncos fan. They're 2.5-point dogs on the road in LA. I take the Broncos for my good friend Dave to win that game. So you know what? I don't think the Broncos are that bad, and I think the Chargers are.
I will. You know what? That doesn't qualify for one for the show, but for the three of us. But I'll roll with that one for a parlay. Fuck yeah. DJ, you got any ones you like?
Jacksonville's getting +3 going to Cleveland. Trevor Lawrence isn't ruled out yet. neither team has a quarterback.
Lock
I
that
would,
in before they fucking release the injury.
yeah, that's why I'm like, maybe just throw something on that now, real quick.
Throw a hard 50 cents on that one. See if you get $2 back.
You might even go 75 on that one too. I mean, you might get a little frisky with that. Especially
get a hard $3.
All right, looking a little fraudulent recently, so you never know.
Ryan McMoney, you and me are going to about
pennies
to hit
make dollars, boys. Pennies make dollars. Remember that.
Exactly. Ryan McMoney, you and me are about to hit Belly Up After Dark in about 30 minutes. What do you got for me on a one to end the show?
You know what? Screw it. I'm going to ride with it. Bears over Lions.
Really?
Wow. Hey, look, the Lions, they've been playing down to their opponents the last 3 weeks.
Fair.
Lost to the Bills 2 weeks ago, lost to the Packers on Thanksgiving, and then blew a 21-0 lead against the Saints and just barely won. So I think this is due for an upset this week with the Lions. They got to complete this could be a get right game for the Bears. I mean, for the Lions, excuse me. But I just have this feeling that they're still they're due to get an absolute slap in the face. And Dan Campbell's going to take some people out to the woodshed after the game and just absolutely rip them a new one.
Fair enough. All right. Speaking of taking us to the woodshed, we do have to talk about Sean McDermott. It has been the breaking story the last 24 hours. As much as I love to shit on Derek Carr and his dumb take, we all heard what he said before.
Oh, it was David Carr.
David, whatever. Yeah, but listen, Derek Carr's back's broken. David's brain's broken. Who cares?
There's a difference.
Yeah. All right. That being said, Sean McDermott, if those who don't know, allegedly referred to the 9/11 terrorist attacks during a team meeting for bonding about how a bunch of people came together for a common goal, that common goal being killing thousands of Americans and innocent people. Yeah, so it's all over Twitter, all over TikTok right now. I'm not going to mince too much words about this. This is just I think the Buffalo Bills nightmare just gets worse.
It shows who they are.
It also, listen, I've hated Sean McDermott since the second he walked into the Eagles management under the Andy Reid days. I've always thought he was just a weenie of a human being. This kind of proves it. Talking about anything associated with a national tragedy where thousands of people lost their lives due to senseless violence is horrifying, and the fact that you even sided with those scumbags. I feel like you should be like everybody in Buffalo should be able to table smash your nuts after that one, but that's a whole other ball game. It's okay. They're about to lose to Kansas City, be below 500, and he's probably getting fired after this week. I'm now
if he's not fired, the Jets should circle that game in the calendar for when the Bills come to MetLife next season.
That being said, I believe.
Imagine if that happened before the 9/11 opener.
Oh no!
That overtime.
What a PR nightmare.
There's a lot of things you can joke about in life and sports, and because sports isn't life, and we're sports podcasts and we talk about these things a lot. There's stuff you can poke fun at a little bit, and you can talk about a little bit. And there are some things that you just can't, and that's one of them. And for a league that the NFL is, which is an international brand and how big they are, they probably should have stepped in and said, you know what, dude, you don't work here anymore. I don't know if they have the jurisdiction to do that.
The thing is, I don't know if it's not confirmed. Like, they don't have an actual.
But you know what? Where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
Yeah. Oh no, there's something that was said, and I guarantee somebody.
Something that was said, and so for it to leak out, it probably is like enough to say, you know what? Maybe you should take a week off, and we'll do some investigating. Pretty simple.
So, as much as I'd love to talk a million times about this, I've got to get ready for our next show. McCarthy's got to get ready for our next show. That being said, I will say this about this whole situation. It's in bad taste, it's in poor leadership, and it just reflects on how bad the Buffalo Bills are management leadership-wise. You fired Ken Dorsey for the fact that you have an incompetent head coach. Shout out to my wife from Miami, Ken Dorsey. Anyway, that being said, we appreciate Brent, DJ, and Ryan for coming through. We'll make the rounds quick. Brent, where can we find your amazing content?
The old 1420 Sports Bar podcast, for Beer Sports Talk, and a whole lot more. We do a daily show on Monday to Friday, and then me and Dave get together on Mondays and Thursdays to talk our usual shenanigans and have a lot of fun doing it. And thank you very much to Jared and the guys over there at the Korner booth for having us on tonight, and Belly Up Sports obviously for making us part of their great network. Everything else it's been a lot of fun again tonight, Jared. Thank you very much.
No problem, brother. There's about 3 Canadians I love and respect. One is you, one is Sidney Crosby, the other one's Jared Giso. Shout out Leonard Kenny. DJ, where can we find your amazing content?
Just high-low sports on pretty much all social medias. Go and check out yesterday's episode. We got to interview the new head coach and GM of the Cedar Rapids River Kings. As the AIF is coming back this spring, so go check that out.
Whoa. All right, and McCarthy finishes strong here. Where can we find your amazing content?
You can follow me on Twitter. I don't call it X, Twitter. It's right down here below. At Who Is Ryan MCC. The show is no credentials required. We're sporadically on and off, either Tuesdays or Wednesdays right now, depending on what either Dustin or I are doing on Tuesdays. But check out our amazing content. I got 10 good minutes talking about Lady Ballers by the Daily Wire with another buddy of ours, Josh Mahler. So check out that video.
It's a great watch. Just watch it. It is you two were fucking hilarious. I was crying the entire time. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you can find our amazing content at All Things Korner Booth Pod on all platforms. You can find me, Chris, and Matthew on Mondays live on our YouTube at Korner Booth Pod on YouTube. You can find us Thursdays on the Belly Up Sports Network. We are officially a Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media show. As you see the logo in the left-hand corner, right-hand corner above DJ. So we're one of the first show to go exclusively on our Thursday live to Belly Up. You can catch our replays, of course, on the Korner Booth channel. And we appreciate you guys stopping by. Shout out to our sponsors, Candidates, Mauler Bros, SeatGeek, and Belly Up Media. We appreciate you guys coming through. Check out me and McCarthy rolling into Belly Up After Dark at 9 o'clock Eastern time in about 29 minutes. I'm going to go cook about 1.5 pounds of food. I have to make one of my buddies help me build something, so I have to basically cook him and his girlfriend food. So I'm about to go do a rapid fire kielbasa bake. So y'all have a great night. Enjoy this monstrosity of a game. Deej, shout out to you and Kels. Brent, shout out to you in 1420. Ryan, shout out to you and my boy Dustin. We'll catch you boys on Monday. Peace.